So there's nothing on my camera, just my voice. And if the camera is working, that is good enough for me. I just did a count on Lake Mead. I just saw the picture of Lake Mead. And I'm going to show you that picture of Lake Mead. And I won't be able to see if my camera is straight or not. But look at the picture of Lake Mead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Indentation reserve. Salts that gather, then she runs through the dam. Now the question is, Lake Mead, how much salt is in there? Is there any salt at all? Is that fresh water? Because that thing, my friends, I'm going to read to you what Lake Mead is. I'm going to read to you what Lake Mead is, but now I'm going to put myself in the camera again and see if the camera's working. Okay? Lake Mead. If you mark the word Mead, M-E-A-D, it's like playing tennis and say, it's my ad, my point. Me, in a letter count, M or M-E is me, and backwards it would say to love me, because in French, M is to love. 18 is the answer for that one. 18 says one moon, because the 18th letter is R. But in this, when it's me, it's just 666, because I'm the heart of the spirit. So I can be the 666. I'm actually the 6 of 1 6 of 6. I'm not 666. There's a 1 underneath one of those 6s. Lake Mead, A-D, with the A as being the third letter, but being the first letter of the second word can count for 1 or 11. I'm counting it as 11 because it's in between the D. The D has hold on everything. The D is the fourth one. So if I say M-E-A-D, or just A-D, A-D, okay, as the 11th letter, because of blackjack, becomes 11-4, which is the pig's pregnancy. Me, M-E is 18 and the 1/4 of the moon. If you just say M-E-A-D and spell it, 13 and 5 is 18, and 1 is 19, and 4 is 23. That is creation. If you add up Lake Mead, okay, on the numbers chart, we get 414131, which means the center one of the 6 numbers, like the 25,625. This is split up, okay, and this is 7 numbers. It is complete. Each number tells its position. So since the 1 is in the center, it says 1 to the left, 1 to the right. It's completely even. So we take the right and we move it to the left. And then we take the left and we move it to the right. First of all, it's 4141, which says both, the Mediterranean. It also says go to jail, go to jail. When I put them on top of each other, it's 545 over 545. 5 in the 10 world stays as 5. 4 goes to 6, so it becomes 565 or 545. The total is 111 omega. 111 omega is 15 times 111, and that equals to 15,000. Well, you're supposed to take out the last one because it's in the thousands. So you have 15,150 and 15. 165 plus 1,500 is 1665. And 1665 is 1 and 6 to 1 spirit of 6 is being trapped with number 11. 11 and 16 is 27, and that means the B world takes track of the 7 worlds, which is 2 and 5. Lake Mead adds up to 545 and 545, which means 20 on the left, 20 on the right, on the negative side, 20 on the left, 20 on the right, on the positive side. It says 549, 549, 549, 549, which ends up saying 29, 29, 29, 29. Okay, 29, 29, 29, 29. Can't happen. The moon only has one cycle of 29. Although there are 4 29s, before anything began, there was a 28. So the 28 comes before the 29, making this that it's a complete trap. And one of the traps in the game is 7, 11 in traps. All that's missing is 4. So if you add 7 and 11, which is 18, and you're lucky, you add the 4 that is left over, you got 22 bust. But in the language of English, it's the B letter, but in French, it says life. But in blackjack, it says death. And this is the game of love of blackjack. And this world is coming to the time. My video just started. I'm going to start over everything I did. Hoover Dam, the 4th of November. I'm not sure of the time. I don't know the time. I didn't calculate the time. Maybe somewhere near 10 o'clock. But it says 1,800 hours. 1,800 hours plus the 4 equals 2,200 hours. 2,200 hours, Las Vegas time, my time, would actually be 3, take away 22, is 19. 1,700 hours, the time of the moon of the spirit of the queen. 5 o'clock at night. I know I went from 22 to 19, but what you have to do, since 19 is the moon cycle, and 15 is the train, in between is 17. You're going up, you're going down. You're going up, you're going down. It's back and forth. It's not that I look or sound crazy, I'm just telling you the way it is. The numbers are right, and if you listen to the numbers and write them down, you'll see exactly what it is. It's not that hard. Mead, as Lake Mead. Me? I guess I'm playing tennis. I guess not. I guess they're playing tennis. But whose court they playing in? And who's got the balls to take this to another level? Lake Mead. 13 and 5 is 18. 18 is the letter R. R is the hunchback in Notre Dame. Nostradamus, Notre Dame, he carries the moon on his shoulders because he has a quick communication with the outside spirit through vibrations. The continuous movement. R is AR. It carries the A. It's the only consonant that carries the A in front of it. The H does, but you don't hear the H. You never hear the H because you live in the H and you are part of the H. You're part of the earth, you're part of the heaven, you're part of the hell. And everything's slow. So ME is 18, and AD means after me, after the death of Christ, but before Mead, me add. It says before you added Christ, after the death of Christ. Lake Mead. M is the 13th letter, but being first, the 13th letter, we're going to count down to 1 digit. 1 and 3 is 4. E is the second letter, and it is the passage of 5. But we're in this world, and we're talking about the waters. So already the spirit is in it. So we need the passage because we already have the floodgates, and that's the dam of Hoover. Hoover vacuum cleaners that cleans up the mess after the flood. Then we have E is 14, and in the Rubik's Cube, 14 is the white ghost in the center. That makes everything run. Then you have A, and here comes the question. Do we put A as 1 because it's first after the first syllable, or do we put A as 11? Well, since the floodgates are there, okay, the A will now be a K for a king. Because the K letter, when you say it, says K, sound of A, so you can switch the A for a K, and instead of it being A1, it's now A11, and the game is blackjack. And then it's the D. The D is the 4th letter, but you have to go around the whole alphabet. And the 30th letter is center C, also known as the 28th on piano because of the cycle of the moon. The end with the D is 31, ends up saying 4141, 131, which says, I am of the Mediterranean, I am the passage. I am the passage of the 6'5 angel, of the 7'4 Christ, of the 3'8 heaven, of the 2'9 opening of the moon on the 29th day of February, the 1/4 moon. When I add them up, 414, and double it, it's 828. 8-2, cycle of the moon, 2-8, cycle of the moon, 8.2, earthquake. When I double up the 131, it becomes 262. 2662, or 6226, the final numbers of man. 622.6. When you add them up, 414-1-131, we leave out the center 1 because it's the spirit of all, and it's even to everybody. There's no doubling up. If I double a 4, it's 8. If I double a 3, it's 6. The 3 to 4 is 1, but the 6 to 8 is 2. So I leave it alone. 414 and 131 is 545. 545 and 545. You know what that means? It's 590. Because 5 is the same. If you bring 5 to the 10 world, because it's the first number of 3, there's got to be a 10 world. So you leave the 5 the same, you can leave it at the 10, but then you're going to bring everything down to the 7 world. So then I'm going to leave it the same. Because I'm telling it to you in order, I don't have to change it. If I change it, I'll tell you the other order. But this order says 5-4 equals 20. You can't be 20 on Copper Mountain because 19 is the spirit, and the copper is the ground, into the ground, where the Vega, the Mega, the connection to the matrix. 5-4. 5-4 is 20-20, making 40 of the game. 5 and 4 is 9. 5 and 4 is 9 is 18, plus the 40 is 58, which represents number 1 inside the 10 world, and number 2 inside the 7 world, because in the 10 world of roulette, the 2 value is 62. 622 6. Again, Lake Mead. When you reverse the numbers, 5s will stay 5s, but 4 will be 6, the opposition between Saturn and Mars. The mirror image. 4 and 6 in the middle equals 515. I told you 5 o'clock, well 515 is what it reverts to. 5 and 1 is 6, 5 and 1 is 6. 5 plus 1, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 and 1 is 6 and 5, 11. 5 and 1 and 6 is 5, 11. 511. Is that a danger call? Someone's on the route? Now I reverse it. 565 and add it to the opposition of 545. Now I add the total, 565 and 545. I get 111, which equals to number 37 or 73, whichever way you want to say it. 37 is the 3 centers of roulette, 17 and 20 black, the inside of the baseball. 37. But then you can go one more range down, 14 and 23, but now it's the EE spirit encompassing the 17 and 20 black spirit of 37. You go one more down in roulette, you get number 11, and then you get 26, and that's black, and that's 37. That's another connector. There's 2 reds and 2 blacks. When you come down to the number 1, the 1 is red, the 9 is red, the 19 is red. The 10 is black, the 28 is black. They're both in the 1 world. 2 and 8 is 10. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is 10. We only have 1, 1. 1 equals 1 and 9 equals 10. 10 equals 10. 2 and 8 equals 10. 2 and 8 is in time heaven. TH, Earthling, ETs, all these things we're talking about, they're all real. We're in the world of dreams. Fantasy Island, Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, but we're the animals running around in human suits, because that's what God created for us. Because otherwise, they'd be drawing us up as cartoon characters, and they'd hit us in the head, and we'd be laughing all the time, because we had no feelings, but all we want is the spirit of life, like all the cartoon characters, the spirit of life. Lake, as an L, 12, 1, 13, 11, 24, X-Man, E5, 29, birth is the lake. But the L comes from the beginning of the word, and it is a capital L, so instead of being the 12th letter, 1 and 2 is 3. I count it as the king of all letters, the first number, the single digit number. So we get lake as 3. The A is 7. The A is 1. The L has the E sound before it and does not have the A sound after it. So again, in the same situation, okay, I'm going to give the L an 11 because the E is the electronic past world, okay, but the reason I can't give the 11 20 is because it's the first world, it's the second world. The transformation world, the T is the 20th letter, here it's 1 and 1. Okay, so I have to make it 11. So 3 and 11, and then there's the K. And the K is the 11th letter in the alphabet. It's the 13th card in the deck. It's the 3rd letter. So, in the 10 worlds, the K would be number 4. And the E would be the last one of 32. 32 is 5. 32 is 15. I'd leave it at 32. That will take me all the way around, past 3, past 4, back to 5. I've made the 360-degree route. 32. Plus 4, 36, 47, 49. The eternal Lake Mead. 49 plus 18 plus 5 equals 23 creation. 49 plus 23 equals 72. I did this 2 years or plus more days ago, not just for today, because when everybody says hi, they're saying 8 and 9. When you don't hear, the God of heaven is the spoke, the voice, the spokes of the wheels that makes your brain turn, that makes your voice. The sounds of your voice come from the vibrations within the brain. The 7 world stops at G. The other one is H and I. The G and H is silent, but the H and I is the I who speaks, and the God is the eye in the sky who speaks through the vibrations of the moon. And the passage of the Vega card is in Lake Mead. And I'm going to show you Lake Mead of what it looks like. I have to bring up my other screen, so I'm going to make it smaller. And oh my God, what happened? You disappeared. Are you still there? We're going to stop this tape now because I blanked out. But November 4th, somewhere at 5:15 in the evening, watch out, because that place is going to go for a ride. That's what the numbers say. It's not me. It's only vibrations. But watch the other stuff I have done. I'm not a predictor. I'm just saying, in Bugs Bunny, something Shalok was blowing up each dam. Bugs Bunny said, can you blow up this one? And he blew up that one. Bugs Bunny says, can you blow up this one? He blew up this one. Now the world shakes and the world rumbles. The world shakes and the world rumbles as the volcano erupts and the eruption of the earthquakes come. And this is one of my last videos before the time. November 4th is soon to come, just after Halloween. The 5 days coming, my friends. Just before the 6th day of the 12th day of Christmas, you go 5 and 7. The one before 6 and the one after starts. 7 left to go from 5, although 5 is next to, although 6 is next to 5, 7 is the total numbers that you count at Christmas before the 5. Did I understand that right? Raphael 7286, Hoover Dam, flooding of Las Vegas. Have you heard any of the music? Have you heard the music? Any of the songs? Anything about Las Vegas? Anything about Utah? Mormon, more of man. The more of man he knows, because he lives near the salt of the lake, of the Mead of the city of before time, the time of Adam. Thank you very much, 7286. I'll be here for you and me. Thank you.